the young and the restless spoilers. A regret that will haunt Victoria forever. The news hit Victoria like a ton of bricks, shattering her world in an instant. It was a regret that she knew would haunt her forever. The night began innocuously enough, just another evening out with Kyle, but it would soon spiral into a sequence of events that would leave her with a lifetime of sorrow and regret. Victoria had always been a protective mother, often hovering a bit too close for her daughter Claire's liking. That evening, as Claire prepared for her date with Kyle, Victoria issued her usual warnings. Don't drink too much, Claire. Remember, you're still young and there's a lot you don't know about alcohol and its effects. Claire, now on the cusp of adulthood, felt a surge of rebellion. I'm grown up, Mom. I can handle myself. Stop worrying so much, she retorted, dismissing her mother's concerns with a wave of her hand. As the evening progressed, Claire and Kyle found themselves at an upscale restaurant, where the ambience was filled with the soft hum of conversation and the clinking of glasses. Feeling the weight of newfound freedom and wanting to impress Kyle, Claire indulged in a few glasses of champagne. The bubbly drink was sweet and seemed harmless enough. She felt in control, exhilarated by the night's festivities. But as the night drew to a close and it was time to head home, Claire made a fateful decision. Despite Kyle's suggestion to call a taxi, she insisted on driving herself. It's a short distance, Kyle. I'll be fine, she assured him, her voice carrying a confidence that masked her intoxicated state. The road home, though familiar, proved treacherous as her impaired judgment led to a devastating consequence. Barely a few minutes into her drive, Claire's car swerved uncontrollably, veering off the road and plummeting down a steep embankment. The vehicle was almost unrecognizable by the time it came to a halt, a mangled wreck of metal and shattered glass. Claire lay unconscious, her body battered and broken. Paramedics arrived swiftly, but her condition was critical. They rushed her to the nearest hospital, fighting against time to save her life. Victoria received the call in the middle of the night, a call no parent ever wants to receive. Her heart raced as she listened to the voice on the other end, explaining the severity of Claire's accident. She felt her knees buckled beneath her, a cry escaping her lips. How could this happen, she sobbed, a sense of dread washing over her. The warning she had given Claire echoed in her mind, now a cruel reminder of what she perceived as her own failure. In the sterile, white-walled corridors of the hospital, Victoria waited with bated breath. Kyle arrived shortly after, his face a mask of guilt and sorrow. I tried to stop her, Victoria. I told her to call a taxi, but she wouldn't listen, he said, his voice breaking. Victoria looked at him, her eyes filled with a mixture of blame and despair. You should have tried harder, she whispered, her voice laced with bitterness. The doctors emerged from the operating room, their faces grave. She's stable for now, but the next 48 hours are critical. We're doing everything we can, they explained. Victoria clung to those words, a fragile hope amidst the overwhelming fear. Days turned into weeks as Claire lay in a coma, her body fighting to heal. Victoria never left her side, her mind replaying the events over and over. She blamed herself for not being more forceful, for not insisting Claire take a taxi, for not protecting her daughter from the harsh consequences of a single reckless decision. The guilt consumed her, a relentless torment that gnawed at her very soul. Kyle, too, was a constant presence, burdened by his own sense of responsibility. He replayed the night in his mind, wondering if there was something more he could have done. His relationship with Victoria grew strained, the unspoken blame creating a rift between them. He knew that in Victoria's eyes, he would always be the one who failed to protect her daughter. This tragic accident served as a harsh lesson, a stark reminder of the dangers of drunk driving. Claire's ordeal became a cautionary tale, a story shared among their community to prevent others from making the same mistake. But for Victoria, it was a lesson learned too late, a regret that would shadow her every step. As Claire slowly recovered, Victoria vowed never to take her role as a mother for granted again. She became an advocate for awareness, sharing her story to educate others on the importance of safe driving and the devastating effects of alcohol. Her mission was to ensure that no other parent would have to endure the heartache she experienced. In the end, Victoria's life was forever changed. The regret of that night remained, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of every choice we make.